How you doing, people? Glad to see you again. Yeah, I skipped a day or two there on the videos data. It isn't that I skipped them. We've been making videos, but I had two in a row crashed, corrupted the videos. You try to load them without good enough data, and that happens sometimes. We should be getting our internet Saturday, our new internet, fiber optic. They're claiming speeds up to a gig a second. Okay, I like up to. Is that what you're going to get? Oh, hell no. That's the way it is. Got a couple things to show you. This isn't going to be a long video. While I'm uptown, I want to load this one, so away we go. Okay, Josh has the right look. This is the mufflers that Josh is building. Remember we worked on a 61? Josh and his dad is down here. Good people, Josh and his dad. Doesn't he do nice work? Okay, I'll drop the bomb. These mufflers are going to be available. They are. Josh is going to make some. We have a lot of interesting things going on right now on this channel. Behind the scenes. A lot of it's going to depend on our internet. As soon as we get our internet, the whole world's going to change for me. I'm going to be able to put up content like you've never seen. You guys are missing 3/4 of what we're doing. I'll tell you that straight out. You really are. You're missing a lot of saw builds because I can't just stop and not build and do this. I want to get into where I'm actually physically doing more of the work while we're building on camera, more editing. When we know we can load real fast, that means there's more time for editing. Otherwise, what I'm doing right now is a lot of videos are just on the phone. Boom. I make them in the morning, and I got to rush in, freaking get it loaded up, and wait hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and hope it comes up, and sometimes it don't. So it's going to change how we do things here. Okay, we're going to fit this. We're going to just see. This is a stone stock 372. That's what this one is. It's not built yet. Actually, this is a 372 that I'm going to build for Bill Block. That's what this one is. I figured a man in Australia will have himself a real nice saw. They can't get them down there like we can. It's getting where we can't get them like we used to. Quite honestly, it happens anytime that something isn't being manufactured anymore. Getting that other bolt up in there is kind of a booger. Okay, what Josh and I are doing, we're using this camera as a tool to see fitmentship. We ain't got to worry about craftsmanship. This guy's golden. He's got this. He really does. The one thing that I see is Josh right around them bolt holes. You might want to weld them inside in that area. Make sure you don't get a leak in there. And I'll tell you why. Is the weld interferes a little bit with the bolt. The head of the bolt, Okay, here's where we're at, Josh. That's a little low. That may or may not interfere with the chain. I don't know. I think this one will work. But I'll tell you what I'd like to see is it tilted up just a little bit more. Up just a little more. Or turn this pipe up just a little more. This is how much. It's just a whisker up. But if we do that, we'll guarantee we're not on that chain. I got an idea this one's okay, but that would be something to do. You know what I think I should do for these guys I'm going to have building mufflers? Yeah, and we got another one. I got a little project. I got another guy. He's gonna get into this to build other things. I'm thinking about getting somebody to build some dogs for different saws. That's what I'm thinking of. I got some ideas. I think it'd be nice. I've logged long enough. I know what it takes to dog into hardwoods. Quite honestly, if you can dog into a hardwood, it'll dog into a softwood. That's what it'll do. That isn't the fact that they need to be long. They don't need to be massive. Like the steel dogs like these, they eat up an unnecessary inch more. But when you're running a big saw, just throw more bar on it. There's times that you don't have enough dog. I've felled them with too much dog. It's like when you got too much dog, what does it? Just kind of, you know, you have to get used to them is all. When you put longer dogs on, that's what happens. Josh, fantastic job. Just tilled it up just a little bit. I wouldn't say, heck, if that went up another quarter of an inch out here on the end, it'd be right spot on. Now, see, if it goes too high, the chain brake will hit it. I think what I'm going to do is build him a fixture. They can just pop that out. It'll be like a gold gauge. It'll have, there's a lot of latitude in these, but you will be able to buy these. You are going to. Soon, very soon. The next ones we are going to do is the bear claw design. We've come to an arrangement there that is going to work out very well for everybody. Now, there's a lot more work involved in them bear claw mufflers. I haven't even told Josh about all that yet. I think what I'm going to do is build the pieces here and send them to him so that he can look at them and see what I was doing. He'll find a way to copy that. This is a smart young lad, and he's got his father backing him up. Yeah, this is what I do. Them two will work together just like Cullen and I do, just like Hogan and Buchan do. This is what will happen. This is what I predict. You guys are the driving force behind some of my projects. I'm going to show you. Rusty Hill. There's a prime example right there. Rusty sent this beautiful 66 mag to build on the channel. We have another guy, the McCullough man. You see him in the comments. He's sending a 621 John Thread. I think it's a John Thread, right? 621. And he bought a new saw. He's sending it to build on the channel. We're contemplating, as long as there ain't a crap load of money in it, in the saw when I get it done. That's a smaller saw, 50, 60 cc saw. We're going to build it on the channel. What I would like to do, if it isn't way over the top, is I'd like to have that as a giveaway saw to somebody. I would love, since the beginning of this, I've never talked about it much. I would love to, once in a while, of my choice in doing, just give a saw. Just give it. And, you know, what allows me to do that is the support I get from you guys. That's what allows it. Just a little here and a little there is great help. And you guys invest in this channel. You invest in these builds. And this is really what it is. I can do it all alone. I'll promise you that. That's my life. It's just slow. It's just slow. Like, I'm going to tell you right now. I got this. I'm going to show you something just about make you cry. Rodney Mullen, Ismaila, sent me this package. You might have seen a comment. I'm going to open this. I'm going to share with you something that's hugely important right now, and that I actually had trouble with. Rodney, I don't know what to say, man. You know, You know, we got people like Rusty and Rodney and Slammer and Eric and countless others on this channel that are pure gold. And you know something? All of you are. I pay attention. All of you are. This right here is going to blow your mind when I show you everything we got right here. This really is very well packed. This is a man who cares. You're just going to love this. Bear with me, folks. You know that 153 we're neck deep in? Seals. We got seals. I couldn't find them. I couldn't. Rodney steps up and said, hey, I've been hoarding some of this stuff. I'll help you out with if you want, with whatever you can. I offered to PayPal him. When you go on eBay and you want something, you don't get it till you pay for it. I don't mind doing that. Any of you that have something and I'm looking for and you find out and you email me, just expect I'm going to offer that. It's up to you what you do with it. Look at this. Look at this. That's for the flywheel side case. You believe this? Do you believe all this? Isn't this amazing? Crazy. Just crazy. I love you, man. I really do. All of you. These builds are special to my heart. I've done crazy builds for years. This is that gas tank. That one that's the booger one right there. That's the gas tank. That's hugely important. I'm so happy to know people like you. I really am. This is a huge step forward for this saw and for this channel, really. This 153 turned out to be a wolf's in sheep's clothing is what it turned out to be. Really, honestly, it's no joke. They're just a slow old saw. Now that we're getting these good parts, I think I can fairly easy, I hope, locate a set of bearings. There's nothing wrong with the bearings that's in that. But I thought, you know, if we got all these new parts, I might as well see if I can't find some bearings. So I'm going to look, see if I can find some bearings for it. We are going to order a forged white skill piston for it. 466 mag, because I can make it work in that 153. It really does huge things for correcting the squish, which is terrible on them. The problem is the squish is going to run in there about 24 thousandths. Now that's from 80, 78, 80, something like that. I don't have my book right here. It's on the other bench. I'm not going to get it. But, so, the reason we were going to put a turbo on the saw, because it was fairly low compression. If this saw is going to produce the power that, or more than it would with a turbo, we're not turboing this one. We're going to find another candidate to turbo. Now, I'll tell you what. I'm kind of eyeballing one of the home lights. If I can find one, like a 925 or bigger even. I actually need a fairly good size saw. Something that moves air to run a turbo. You guys know what happens there. I don't want to put it on a 66 Magnum or anything like that, or 394, 395, because the turbo will be up front. You know, I actually want to be able to use this saw, you know, not just cut cookies. I ain't a cookie cutter. I do cut cookies just to run them in. You know, if you got just a short chunk of log there, make some cookies. The importance of these builds are not lost on me. They're not. Because as we share crazy information about these crazy old saws, we're learning all the time. All of us. We're learning how to disassemble and assemble this saw. Let's say that, like that 153, for example. I think we're going to have our internet by the time I start assembling, so I can start keep making clips, and I'll have time to edit, and I'll show you how everything I run into assembling it. That disassembly video would have been 4 hours, 5 hours long. It would have actually been about 9 hours because I took 4 hours trying to get the gas tank bolts out without wrecking anything. Yeah, that gas tank's right up front on them, right up next to the log. Later years, all saw that was the oil tank. Yeah, the oil tank just had the air filter. So, if you guys have a recommendation, something you'd like to see a turbo on, leave it in the comments. Shoot me an email. Do something. It's got to be a big saw, quite honestly. Fairly good size. Be nice to be 90 cc's or better. 80 cc would, I can make a turbo work on an 80 cc, but the bigger the better, honestly. It's a neat concept. It's worth doing, and I am going to do it. We want a supercharger saw too at some point. Want to get some more of these saws built like Train Grows 390. It's a 385. We've got all the parts here for it, and I've got 2 saws I'm right in the middle of. I got to finish up. Not working on saws today. Mama says we're going to town. Well, I like living indoors, so we're going to town. I know we needed horse feed, and there's a few things that we needed. I tell you, the importance of these gaskets and seals for this saw, it was huge. Do you know how much time it would have took for me to make these gaskets? Oh, I'd have been days. I would have literally been days. Thanks so much, Rodney. Appreciate it, guy. Okay, this is going to be it for this video. I don't know if there'll be one tomorrow or not. We're going to see. I gotta run this this muffler. We did a little change to it. We're testing a theory. I was going to tell you something. You guys have been asking about them ram's horns there that Buck and Billy designed and I built for him. We'll not build them. That's going to be between Bucket and I. That's our own thing. And it's not that we don't want to share them with you. You don't understand what it takes to build them. I'm sure you don't. I know there's some of you going to try it, but you get your ducks in a row. But let me warn you something. When you try to develop something crazy like that, you must walk before you can run. We have to build prototypes. We're going to go through several of them before we get them where we like them. And that means when Bucket likes it, I like it. Not until then. The bread's not done till you shut the oven off, right? That's right. Then it's done. And you better hope you give it time. We're going to give this time on this project. The ram's horns themselves, the size pipe that I chose was the largest pipe I knew for a fact I would be able to roll in that tight of a circle. Okay? The radius, it stretches, it'll bust, you know the deal. We have to go to the next size. They're not quite big enough. We already know that. This is what Test and Tune's all about. We are going to go to a bigger pipe. And we're going to make some changes. And if you're interested, I'll share that along the way. I think this weekend we're rolling more pipe. But we got to roll it to a larger radius and section it. That's what's going to end up happening. But we're also going to make changes. We're going to build this kind of like a header. Our true header is what we're going to do. And if you're interested, I'll let me know. I'll cover it of what has to be done to build them. Maybe I should do the same thing with these other mufflers too. Cover what has to be done to make this particular muffler. But I'm gonna tell you, Josh, you're killing these, man. You're doing great work. Boy, that's a nice flange. Doing fantastic work. I'm loving these. Uh, this is a really worthy project. This muffler does make horsepower. It really does. Very simple. Um, in the scheme in today's world, doing this with stainless steel, these should be probably the most inexpensive muffler out of probably three that we're gonna build and release to you guys. Okay, it'll probably be the least expensive. Will it make the most power? We don't know yet. Not till we put them on a saw and send them to the dyno. Proof's in the pudding then. Be cool if all three of them was real close to each other. That means, well, we either can't get it yet in our head, or we've already got it and we know how to duplicate it in other styles. We know that my muffler works. We know the bear claw design works. We know that. We're going to make the ram's horn work beautifully. It works, just not to its potential. And Buckham's got a lot of tricks up his sleeves, and he might not be able to physically right there where he's at building himself, but I'm going to tell you what, he knows what works. And Bear Claw, he's got Bear Claw right there to bounce ideas off of. Bear Claw ain't talking no smack. That's a matter of fact old school logger, and he knows how this stuff goes. He worked with Bobby Walker. He knows saws. So we're blessed to have people like Buck and Billy and Bear Claw working to help make better mufflers for these saws. It is going to be an evolution. There is some of these probably at some point are going to have screens available for them, or we'll put some on that you can take off. So therefore, I'm recommending that any of these, you just look at it, the fact it is a novelty. It's not intended to go out and state force to go to work. If you do, then you know what you're doing. Can you catch woods on fire with a chainsaw? It's rare. You can. If you're mishandling your saw and you're things happen. Let's just put it that way. Things happen. Yes. Let's just go ahead and say yes. So be careful, guys. Okay, that's it. Stay safe. I'm going to town. I'm going to load this up when we're uptown. And I love you all. And you take care of each other just like you've been doing. We'll all get through all this crazy, crazy world we're living in. And we got some good information coming up for you that you're going to love. Goodbye.